The All Smiling Faces podcast is now sponsored by Tyre Spot, the Northeast's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Always Smiling Faces podcast on the GallowgateShots YouTube channel. We are here. It's just the three of us tonight. Bestie, we have no idea where Bestie is. He's just not here tonight. We are assuming he's maybe in Wales.
Why Wales? I
he
guess.
Goes to Wales quite a bit, doesn't he?
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Like sheep, like.
Way straight in there, offending somebody. And we're not even going to tell you what Deka said before we went live, because that would offend a lot of people.
I don't.
We're not telling anybody. Yeah. It wasn't malicious, so we'll move on. We are here. It's myself, your host, Kris, joined by Mark and Deka this evening. It is a live show as always, so get your questions in throughout the show, and we'll go through as many as possible throughout. Boys, it was Newcastle versus Arsenal yesterday, a game which always had a bit of a bite in there, and there's always something which happens which normally causes Arteta to tear up at that full time. It was a different story.
He doesn't need much encouragement to tear up, though, does he?
He doesn't.
He's a player, isn't he?
It was a different story yesterday. Yes, Newcastle United did go 1-0 up, but it's another game at St. James's Park where we concede a goal in the dying minutes of the game, which always feels like a kick in the bollocks. We'll go through certain moments of the game. When we saw the start on 11 Deka, we all assumed it was going to be the three lads in the centre-back roles, so like Botman, Chow, and Dan Burn. That wasn't the case. We saw Dan Burn move back into left-back position, which shocked everybody.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Like, I just feel that there was a big moment there in terms of how having to decide on. Obviously, if he's going to play a 4, I was thinking you're going to have some balls here, like, and pick.
Someone's going
to get dropped, right? And I feel like that. I just feel like because Burn does not deserve to be dropped here, by the way, at all. I feel as if he's thought, right, okay, we'll revert to get you in the team. We'll put you at left back, which, no offense, Mark, but it's not something that I'm a fan of. I don't actually think that it all played. By the way, I didn't play a part in we're not being able to control the game and not playing particularly well. I don't at all put that on Burns' toes at all. When I seen the lineup though, I was hoping it would be 3 centre halves with the full backs. I thought we might go with 5 at the back because we've done that before against Arsenal, and I did think we'd do that. So I was surprised to see the back 4, but more so especially with Burn left back.
I think particularly with the players that were picked as well, you kind of expected Tino to go to the left side as a wing back and have Murphy as a right. Yeah, it made sense on paper and with the personnel there. But
and I think the reason what just to allude to what Deka has mentioned, Burn obviously being there as well as a part of that. I think height wise as well. We definitely know how good Arsenal are from set pieces, but I think Eddie's probably been looking at the height aspect of it as well, and having the 3 lads in, like I said, Botman, Chow, and Burn in there. You would think it's going to take something to beat these lads in the air.
100%, yeah, absolutely.
They took Voldemort in there as well, Joe Linton.
Yeah, we're not a small team by any stretch in there. Yeah, it's just, well, we're going to come out of it, aren't we? So.
It is. I'm going to start with some positives because there were a couple of positives to take from the game. Not a huge amount, but there were a couple. The first one being Voldemort once again, another game at St. James's Park, another goal under his belt. Once again, though, I thought just to throw in a negative as a part of not necessarily his performance, but the lack of attack and threat that we hold at the moment. I think it's a huge concern. You're looking at the wingers, and I think it was last week we addressed the team. We need more from these wingers. Gordon's back into that team. It's his first return to a Premier League game since his suspension. And it just didn't work for him. And Jacob Murphy was just completely anonymous in that game.
So I can't remember exactly what I said last week or maybe the week before, but I was maybe questioning you a little bit or asking you, like, are you worried about goal threat or chances created and stuff. And I don't want to be negative. I hate, people might disagree, but I honestly try not to be. But
it's a question that needs to be.
I was a bit worried. I have to say now, two sides of a coin a little bit here. One, I would say off yesterday, you're playing against a hell of a team, right? You really are. They're a great side and blah, 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 right? However, though, I've had the same concerns against Leeds. I've had them against Bournemouth. I've had them against Wolves to a degree, that second half. I've had them against Villa. All right, you could say we missed some chances there, but
we're also missing a striker in a lot of those games.
True, but I think this lad's he's only had 2 shots a goal and he scored both. I mean, it's unbelievable, right?
So I was looking at something before. He's had 2 shots on target, scores both of them, and he's had 4 shots overall.
Wow. Like, that's just not good. This is not on him. This is not a slat on him. That is not good enough as a team. I'm sorry, it's not. And let's just say, we had created loads of chances against Wolves here, right? We won 1-0, but you've missed 10 chances, right? Let's just say that for an example. That's one thing. My worry is that we're not creating chances for him to miss. And that, I mean, God, 2 shots on target and 2 goals is insane, right? Yeah. And that's not going to continue, by the way. It's impossible for that to happen.
2 headers as well.
And
he's not very good with his head either.
I know. He took it fantastically well. Really, really did. It was a great header. There's no foul at all, by the way, on Gabriel, which we'll probably cover a bit more. But it's just a little bit. I am worried though. I have to be truthful with you that I just feel I think we are solid, even if people want to bang the drum about these 2 goals. We are solid at the back. It's just when we really seem to be struggling. And that could be a part of having him in the team, by the way, because he's so different. Can't run in behind. He's coming short for the ball. I know all of that. That was why I think I put in the group. You may not have seen it, but I don't think you would have. But like when I seen the lineup of perhaps having 2 up top, I totally appreciate people's concerns of having no width when these rumours are playing 5 at the back. But I thought, if we can get Gordon right alongside Voltamir, that actually might be quite good.
Similar to what we saw against Wolves when it was Joelinton pushing on.
Yeah.
You think that maybe it'd be Voltamir dropping back, getting a possession,
and obviously
the wingers
would be asking a hell of a lot of Tino and Murphy as wing backs to be up and down. But I still thought they've got the legs and the energy to do that. 3 centre halves and 3 centre midfielders, which the spine of your team is absolutely solid. And then you've got someone up close with Voltamir. That's how I seen it on paper. Obviously, that didn't materialise, so I'll shut up for a bit. Sorry, man.
I thought similar, and I thought they would play pretty much how Arsenal kind of lined up, because Eze almost played as a bit of a 10, kind of in behind Gyökeres, but them 2 were swapping and a lot. And again, before the game, before we obviously saw them lining up and kicking off, I thought perhaps that's what they were going to do with Gordon being kind of in and around, because that's where we have struggled, is getting players close to Voltamir to pick up those balls, those little touches that he is making, or to run in beyond them, because that's the problem that we're seeing, is when he is coming and getting involved in the play, there's nobody getting, so there's no focal point, because he's having to drop in. And I guess my only concern with him in that aspect of it is he isn't quick enough for my liking to then get himself back into those positions. That's a little bit of a niggle that I just think Eddie just needs to work on with him to say, right, when you're making these little moves, you've got to then, bust a gut a little bit to get yourself into those offensive positions and regain that forward type of line.
I agree
to be missing that a little bit.
I agree off the ball as well, obviously, with them not being, I don't want to bash him, I really don't. But obviously, we're pressing from the front's different as well, isn't it?
Completely different, yeah.
It's just so different. And I do not want Gordon to go out up front. I am not saying this at all. But even when Gordon was up front, say, against Villa, for example, absolutely pressing the tits off people. You know what I mean? And that's just because that's who he is. Now, what I'm going to now change the subject.
I did think we were pressing from wider, though.
I agree. Well, you have to, don't we?
We didn't necessarily do as much.
Gordon, I'm sorry. Gordon has to improve, and he again, I thought was poor on Sunday. And again,
I think with Gordon, I think you're just seeing him try the same thing over and over again, and it looks like the defenders know exactly what he's going to do. And if it doesn't happen that time for him, he takes a tumble and expects a free kick.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that's what I'm getting pissed off with. God, he's just desperate to go to ground, no matter what the contact is. And I think as long as sometimes, of course, he's getting kicked, but there's other times where there's hardly anything, and he's just rolling around the floor. I know he's been out of the team for the suspension and stuff, and it might take him a bit of time to get up to speed.
That's a key thing for me.
Yeah, and he's also trying to adapt to work with Voltamir, which is new for him as well. So I get all that. But to your point right at the start, 50 minutes ago, whatever, we'll have to see more from wingers. We'll have to. And And I'd equally say, now, I just want to come back on something. You've said it's an interesting point. Now, you're saying Eze maybe is the 10. Obviously, they played 3 centre midfielders, but Eze's, it's almost having 2 as the holding him.
Yeah.
I still honestly feel...
He floated a little bit just behind him, was all over in that little gap.
I honestly think for us to evolve, that we need to try that. Listen, I'm not saying we've got the personnel at the moment to do that, but that 3 in midfield, for me, I sometimes do feel in moments we need one of them to have more of a license to go forward.
I agree.
And you have become more of a diamond triangle. Do you know what I mean?
And you have seen that, like as you've just mentioned before there, with Joe Linton getting up very close and stuff like that. I think, again, injuries haven't helped with here because the person that we probably would see occupying those positions when he plays is injured.
That's true.
You know, his first game, he's gone off at half time. So then when Gordon comes back in, he's got the ability to do it. Alanga as well, to some extent, has as well. He's obviously got the legs to get in and behind. And I think that's probably more of what we try to utilise, particularly in the second half as the game went on, as well as that, because they were pushing right up on. We're just trying to use the pace and hit them out a bit on the break.
So you go where you want to go with this now?
No, carry on.
I just want to talk about Nick Pope for a couple of minutes.
So that was me next thing. So there's been a donation in from Josh, and it's about Nick Pope. And he says, so he sent in a £5 donation, and thanks very much, Josh. Apparently, Josh was outside Keel Row yesterday. Scott came in and said Josh was outside, so I ran out to try and find him, and he had gone, Josh. But yeah, next time, give him a message, man. We'll come
say hello.
So Josh says, almost had to deactivate my Twitter account yesterday after seeing Pope get pelters. Kept us in the game until the 84th minute and has 4 clean sheets in 7. So I think if you want my brutally honest opinion, we saw the best and the worst of Nick Pope yesterday. And you might disagree with Josh. Yes, he 100% kept us in the game. I thought up until that 84th minute and the first goal that was conceded, I thought he did really well to come out and basically boss his area, his 6-yard box. That was his. He was collecting everything out of the air. Yes, he dropped a couple, but he recovered them straight away. That last one, so there's the one that Arsenal scored the winner from. What the fuck is he trying? He comes out and he tries to go for it, and he's got nowhere near it. And you have to look at him there and be like, you should know better at that point.
Do you look at what the defender does?
He's nowhere near it, man.
Why is he nowhere near it?
He's misjudged that completely, man. He's nowhere near it.
You've got to look at that goal and actually, sometimes in football, you've just got to hold your hands up and credit the opposition.
Which I do, because they're very good at set pieces.
They do. The way that the defender comes from the blind side and just stands in front of Pope and just doesn't let him get anywhere near him. So he blocks off Pope from being able to get to the ball. That's why it ultimately leads to him not being able to come and claim it. Yes, he does come and get it and doesn't get anywhere near it because the defender comes from his blind side and stands directly in front of him. 100% right with what you're saying. Pope put in a man of the match performance during that game. He made half a dozen saves that were out of this world, and we would have been well out of sight by the point we even got to the 84th minute without him in goal. So you've got to accept that. I know we were discussing it during the game because, you know, it is an age-old problem with him. Is that some of his kicks were going a little bit wayward, going out of touch and stuff like that. But
not so.
I can deal with that while he's making 4, 5, 6 unbelievable saves during a game to do his job, which is to stop goals going in the back of the net.
I agree. Okay, so shot stopping, he is the best, right? He's unbelievable shot stopper. My issue is with his distribution. If it was staying on the field and getting close to a Newcastle player, then fair enough. It's going out of touch. It was like watching PSG again.
There was only 2 that went out of touch
within about 30 seconds of each other in the same spot.
I'm with Mark, if I'm honest, with this one. Like, I think I need to reference that the save he did off Eze was absolutely unbelievable.
There was 2 unbelievable saves.
But there was one that I
throw, wasn't it? The first one,
yes,
low down
the left foot.
Yeah, the first one,
right? Sorry,
my God, was unbelievable.
What a save that is! Now, what I've got more issue with actually than the corner, him coming for that corner, was him trying to take a quick kick on the 95th minute. He came out and collected the ball and he tried to kick it quickly to Alanga. And it was the worst kick of all time. 95th minute, then came forward from that and then got a corner from that. that was I get, and I'm with Mark in terms of that, the block and all the rest of it. It was that quick kick that really annoyed us. Now, of course, hindsight's great, right? Because he could have kicked it out. Alanga runs on and Sula scores. Pope's a hero. It's fine margins, right? I get it, right? I just feel it's 1-1. It's the 95th minute. We're kind of backs against the wall. You sit on that ball, like you just fall to your floor and take some minutes.
What I couldn't understand is, yes, and we're hoping that the injury to Tino isn't as bad as what it looked. Of course, we're holding that. There's a very good scenario and a very bad scenario, and I'm sure we'll find out in the next coming days.
My worry with that one is that he was struggling before he went up for the one where he landed awkward. So he was hobbling. It looked like a bit. He was his ankle at first, and then
he was crying. He was crying on the floor. He's in biting about it.
So Tino goes off, and it's his 4th substitution. I think that's when obviously it all goes to shit. Lascelles comes on, and you've got 4 centre backs playing at that point.
But you're asking Burn to play a left wing back
exactly. Now. And I'm thinking at that point, right? We just need to just calm it down. Just we're 1-0 up at this point, weren't we? And you're thinking, right, just calm it down, just chill. Then obviously we'll concede. Now I'm thinking, right, just that's it. We'll settle for a draw now. Just be clever. And I think for Pope to then go and try and release the ball quick when it's backs against the walls at this point.
Yeah, but we were in the ascendancy at that point. Yes, we'd gone one behind.
I don't think
we were creating.
I don't think we're ever.
That's second half. We did struggle in the second half,
battered.
But when they scored, we very quickly tried to get back into that game, and we were putting a lot of pressure on them.
We
obviously had the penalty, the penalty shout as well,
which I believe comes from Pope
from a throughout. Yeah, 100%. So
it was actually almost trying to do the same thing twice, really.
And to your point, if that comes off,
I know,
because you see exactly what he's trying to do. We're utilizing the strengths in the team, and the strength in the team is that Elanga's pace. He had the entire half wide open to him. So if that ball goes into the right place, then he's away, and it puts that pressure
for a keeper that we know for fine well, and he knows himself, he's not very good at kicking the ball.
He can throw it really well.
He can throw it well, which I think he did in the first one.
Correct. Yeah. Now
it's the distance on the one he needed to get.
Get off the ground barely on the second one.
I don't. I'm not saying he listens to outside noises here or anything, but part of us feels as if almost in that moment it's like, I don't want to prove me doubt as wrong. I'm not quite saying that, but I want to show I can do this kick, if that makes sense. But for me, honestly, when he collected that ball, I expected just to do the old pick fat of like on your knees, on the floor. Everyone regroups.
Steve Passmore,
you probably should have because he got fouled.
Well, Steve Passmore comments in saying the 8-second rule stops keepers just sitting and lying down now. Well, he had no short options and had to launch it. But I disagree. He could have slowed it down a little.
100%. He didn't have to take that quick of a kick. Like if you're 1-0 down in the game, by the way, that's totally different. But is it Rafa that said this? Where there's some games you can't win, you just don't lose them. And
there is an element. But it's with hindsight.
I know
that you're looking at that there is an element of game management. We've seen it in other games where similar things have happened. That if you do just take it to the corner or you waste a little bit of time and eke it out, but there's that almost, and even like how referenced it as well as that. You think you can get something out of it, and there is an opportunity there, and it's that because you imagine that. That comes off, and then we score a last minute winner. That euphoric feeling, it's a very, very fine margins, and
it is.
Unfortunately, we came off on the wrong side.
We've been unlucky this season, even though I think we have been playing poorly in a lot of games. The fine margins are going against us now, I've noticed. The Liverpool game is a prime example. This one, I just feel them little fine margins are just unfortunately going against her a little bit. And that was one of them where he's right. He could have kicked it down to Elanga. He runs onto it and we'll score or have a great chance.
Or it fizzles out to nothing. It goes into the corner. But it's...
I don't know. It just really annoyed us. It just really annoyed us.
And it does because it's late in the game and it's always the worst feeling and a bit of pill to swallow.
I think when they scored the equaliser, I went, oh fuck! Like I felt it coming. I thought
it was coming. Oh. Well, this is another thing. Pope's getting a lot of shit there I've seen on social media. Listen, I said this about Dubravka for years, right? If you're going to sit on your goalkeeper for 90 minutes, because I'm not being funny here. I think that second half it was just backs against the wall. There's going to be Chow was unbelievable in that game. Botman was unbelievable, but unfortunately, Botman could have maybe done a little bit better. It's just when you're leaning on your defense and your goalkeeper for so long in games, they're gonna come unstuck. Unfortunately, they are, and I find it hard to criticize, to be honest, to a degree. And Marino as well celebrating, by the way. That annoyed us. I don't know why. I don't know why I did.
I
it
like
just
it,
did.
you know. I like it.
It was a cracking header, by the way.
It was a great header. Josh follows
I
it up.
even seen people giving Pope stick for that.
I did as well. Actually, I was going to say,
how can he save that?
I didn't want to interrupt him.
How can he save that?
So
honestly, man.
Josh follows it up saying, on a positive note, how good was Chow? Just like you mentioned there, Deka. He said, we've had Milan's pants down for both him and Tonali.
I was actually stunned at how good he was. Hey, listen, this is a fantastic team you're playing against here. So calm on the ball. There was one he did, I think it might have been Jacques was towards the Gallowgate, one towards you, and then he blocked the shot and then actually carried the ball out, done a bit of a dummy and carried on going. Yeah, the guy's really, really cool. He reads danger really well. He did a fantastic block at the end of the game. I think it was at 1-1 at that time where I think it might have been
so many times he's run to perfection. He literally delays his run a little bit.
Well, there was
starts and stops and goes again.
No, that was the other one.
On.
But I think it was Martinelli burst in and it was in a fantastic era, and they had two in the box just to square it. Chow blocked that. He did so much more than just those two moments. He was very, very, very good. Like we've got a good player on Wednesday, I think. I do want to mention the midfield, and this might just be just how good Arsenal were, but I didn't think Joe Linton seemed right. I don't know what I didn't. Bruno couldn't get involved with the game, and it's probably the quietest I've ever seen Tonali. Like
Bruno just failed to get involved, really.
Yeah, just failed. Yeah,
I'm not saying he had a bad game, but you normally see Bruno control the games in midfield, and I can barely remember.
I mean, Rice was outstanding. Rice was outstanding, I have to say. Like, but it is tough. It's tough because of the standard of opposition. It is tough. Like,
they just didn't give our midfield any time on the ball, and when we were in possession, we were going out wide. There wasn't really a time where we were trying to do anything in the midfield. Like you say, when you're coming up against a team like that, it's difficult to do. Rice was unbelievable. Eze was unbelievable. They are a good team.
I think there's some talking points that we need to go through with, just like typical Newcastle versus Arsenal at St. James's Park. There's always one. I think we've got about four to go through at this point. The first one is going to be. Let's start with a penalty shout.
Penalty shout is the first one.
So the referee awards it on field. I think that it's right in front of us, Mark, isn't it? It's right in front of us. And we're claiming it's a dive straight away.
No, I said it was a penalty straight away.
Oh, well, I was claiming it was a dive.
You and Adam were saying, wow, saying he's dived.
I think it's a way that he lifts himself over. I think, so I'm saying straight away, that's a dive. Obviously, VAR steps into play on field, goes over, checks the monitor. As always, as soon as the referee goes over the monitor, it's going to get overturned.
So your bumhole was going a bit because of the length of time.
It took a long time. It took a long time.
Sorry.
So looking back at it now, I think the referee got it correct on field. I still think that should be a penalty.
Wow.
So by the letter of the law, it's not a penalty, but by the eye, without VAR, that 100% is given, because even on the VAR, you've got to slow it down, look at it from 27 angles to see the touch that it comes off.
I'm surprised VAR stepped in, because to me, that's not clear and obvious.
Well, this is what I was going to say. So I think, first of all, in real time, that's an absolute penalty.
Yeah.
Like, just an absolute stonewall. Murphy's pass, poor gets you.
That's the bit. Murphy's pass is horrendous.
It's a criminal, isn't it? It's a really bad
pass.
What
is he thinking there?
And I felt sorry for Pope, because he had such an amazing game up to that point. And the reason why I'm saying this is I thought, everyone's going to point at Pope here, going, what's he doing? It's not his fault. I mean, Murphy's pass is terrible. The reason I thought they went to the monitor is I wondered if they were going to set off. Because what they're saying is, if it's a deliberate, if you stop them,
goal scoring opportunity,
you get sent off.
But now you've still got your double jeopardy.
But there was the same with the Brentford Man United's one. Is he stopping? I mean, he did, right? Like, he clearly did. He should have been off, right? So I thought, shit, they're going to do this to Pope, and then we're down to 10 men again, and I just had all these thoughts. However, then I quickly realised that, they're checking that he got a touch on it. Now, I'm with you, though, that I believe, I was told that VAR can't re-referee a game. It can only make the decision if it's clear and obvious, and that's not clear and obvious, like. So, do you know what I'm saying?
From one angle, you see a touch.
But how long did it take? It took 5-6 minutes. That if something takes that long, it's not clear and obvious. Now, is it the right decision though? It is, I think, because he got the touch on the ball. But I can see both sides of the argument. I really can. I'd be annoyed if it was against her. or forward or whatever.
I thought it was one of those typical decisions. If the referee awards it on field, VAR won't step in and overrule it. I thought it was one of those typical ones, but it could go either way. Well, so if the referee hadn't have awarded it, I don't think VAR step in then award it that way, and vice versa.
I mean, he's given a penalty, and VAR have come to a rescue there, right? They've come and said, this is what we've seen, and come and have a look. And I think we're lucky there, we're all lucky because technically Jokerez touches it onto his foot, if that makes sense, and the clear contact afterwards, massive. But I think,
and I think the way I was looking at it in the ground is because Jokerez had took a tumble just before that as well, hadn't he? Yeah, took a dive just a couple of moments before.
Him and Trossard.
Yeah.
I actually thought, and I get a lot of shit like that, Jokerez, but I actually thought his runs off the ball were quite intelligent, and I thought we did very well against him personally. I think he really tried hard, but again, Chow and Botman were excellent against him.
Moving on to the next one, shall we discuss Gabriel versus Voldemort? So to me, that's a red card all day.
I think it's pretty soft, to be honest. However, I think if he goes down, it's a red card. And I'll come back to the one that still annoys us now. Remember when Shea went head to head with the Southampton player last season?
First game of the season,
The amount of contact that was in that movement or whatever you want to call it was zero, and he falls to the ground and gets sent off. I think if he goes to the ground, it's a send off. Now, in his interview afterwards, he went, "Listen, I'm not the type of person that will go," and I respect him for that actually, but in a funny way.
But do you know what I mean? He wasn't that type of player last week, though.
Well, that's fair. I'll give you that one. I did think of that one.
I did laugh at that when he came out with that one.
And it wasn't. It's a funny one because Gabriel's just lost his shit because he's found him out on the first goal. He hardly touched him. He fouls down. He found you out. He scored, and you've.
I mean, the way Gabriel went down for that was embarrassing as well.
Hilarious.
It's literally he puts his hands on his. He doesn't even shove him. He just holds him off almost, and it's after he's actually done the contact that he then decides, I better go down here.
It looks like he's got a free header, but if you look 10 foot down, it's because Gabriel's lying on the deck.
I mean, VAR did look at it, but incredibly quickly. I just feel as if he goes down, I think he might have been gone. And then he's not there to score the winner either.
I think it's a good point what you mentioned, Deka, the fact that Shaw got sent off for not even touching a player, and the intent there where they just go head to head. That's all that it is. And yes, I know you're not allowed to do that in football, but you're also not allowed to do what Gabriel done as well, because that's an off the ball incident as well. And he did that out of frustration, like Mark said.
We didn't know because we saw the
Voldemort run straight over, doesn't it?
It happening, them on the pitch, them like arguing and pointing and pulling at him and stuff like that, and then talking with the referee. And we're like, what the hell's gone on there? Because you knew something had happened, but you didn't know what. So obviously it's not until after the game where you see the replays. But
because Voldemort was adamant, and obviously we couldn't see anything.
Something has happened.
He seemed to suggest an elbow. He kept saying elbow, and actually wasn't really an elbow. Was
I don't think he actually realised what had happened because it all happened so quickly. And that's why I don't think he's intentionally he hasn't tried to punch him or something like that, where it's like a violent action. He's like,
I disagree. I think it's a hit out, out of frustration.
Nah, I think what he's doing is because it's directly from the kickoff. He's trying to run past him, and he's almost trying to block him off, because that's his first thing is he's pushing him in the body, but then his arms come up,
turns to a bit of a fistule for me,
and that's the thing is it's the height difference. He's almost pushing up, which then. Catches him in the face,
I do think if he goes to ground, he's in trouble. He's in trouble
because then VAR have to then look at that as an incident that's happened rather than a coming together, which is ultimately probably what it was, a bit of a coming together. I don't think he's physically thrown a punch at him or he shoved his arms out. Yes, it's in a stupid way because he's doing it but that's because of the height of Voldemort as well. He's doing it as an upward,
which makes it more intentional to me.
If Shea does that, my arse is going I can really be honest.
I think he's very, very.
I'd be like, oh my god, he's in trouble here, because you just know what football's like these days. You can't even out. You know what I mean? Really.
And obviously, you've got on social media at the minute, you've got all the Arsenal fans jumping in and cry Arsenal about what Bruno did. Was it last season or the season?
Oh
before? Where he goes in obviously with his elbow.
So he does forearm smash him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that. Yes, Bruno probably goes in a hell of a lot more forceful with it.
100%
but I think the intention from both of them is still there. And you've got Arsenal fans saying, "Oh well, you just weren't complaining about this." We sat around there again. Bruno was very, very lucky to stay on the field. He did it twice.
Absolutely.
Well, even like Arteta's pissing and moaning about the fact that they didn't get the penalty given doesn't make any reference to Gabriel with this incident, and then obviously what will probably come on to next with the
Yeah.
Our penalty shout.
Let's lead one, Mark. Yeah.
It's a penalty all day, isn't it?
I can't. Like,
I don't think it is. Believe it or not.
I've seen it slow down so many times, and I'm still looking at it going, where does it hit him? And I've seen it from about 20 different angles.
I just want to reference one thing because I've heard a lot of people, and I know you're about to jump over the table here in a second, like, but a lot of people have said there is no way your arm should be there if you're sliding in. Now I'm giving you that. I'm giving you that. I've never ever seen any player in my life diving as if they're like doing like through a tunnel in a swimming thing. I've never seen that before. I've always seen a defender that'll slide. They just do like it. I've done it. Now I agree.
100% agree with you. Yeah. However, he's making his body bigger, isn't he?
He is. Yes, it is. He is. Yes.
What I am more annoyed with, though, however, is the fact that the on-field referee does not deem that as a handball.
That was mental.
So that's the if VR then do the review very much like they did for their penalty shout, and they then see, which is what they're saying that they've done, is there's a contact from the foot and then it rolls up and hits the hand. I can then understand that. But for him to look at that situation and not think that a man with his hand miles up in the air, the ball, which isn't coming from a very close distance, it's coming from a reasonable thing because he's trying to put a cross in.
He's on his shin.
He's not right on it.
He's on his shin.
Honestly, the feet
on his shin.
The feet are
on his shin.
He is very close. But I think the way I look at it is like, let's say, like, once again, letter of the law, if it has hit off the shin, I think they were saying, then gone up and hitting his arm, has that changed the flight of the ball? I think, if anything, millimeters. If that hits his shin or not, that's still going in that direction.
I think it's probably I don't truly understand because, for example, they're on the telly at the minute. I'm watching them now. Everton, there was a Chow Coffee a couple of weeks ago. Handball volleyed at him from about a yard, and his hands here on his handball.
Yeah,
what the fuck? Like then in my mind thinks, well, how's that a penalty? And then that's not when his hands up here. So that's when I get frustrated. But for me, I don't think Gabriel is any way at all tried to handball that ball. Like, he just hasn't. Like. He slid in. Alanga's hit the ball from his feet area or shin area, and it's hit his hand. I would be fuming if that was Burn. Like, honestly, if Burn was trying to slide in and that hit his hand, I would be livid. I wanted the penalty. Can I just say it? Of course I did, but I can see both sides. Because I think is his arm in an unnatural position? It probably is. To be fair, is the clear and obvious that it hit his shin and then his hand? I'm not so sure on that one either. To be honest,
I still can't see it.
Even on the replay, I don't know if it's just my mind playing tricks with us.
Probably. But
it looks like the ball actually hits Gabriel, then comes off Alanga, and then
comes back in. That's what I like. Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, I was just more annoyed that it wasn't
in real time.
If it wasn't given on to, because it was the whole crowd saw it hit the hand, and he just doesn't even flinch, doesn't even look at it or anything.
Instantly.
Everybody's up, and play still went on for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then if they are then intervene and say, "Hang on, you better go and have a look at the monitor here. We think it's hit his foot," then I can understand what then goes on, because it's exactly the same as what's happening.
Hell on if he had to give it and then they did that. So, at that moment, who would have took that pen if it was given? Because obviously Asula was on Alanga.
Trippier,
Trips is on, like, isn't he?
On at that point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You probably would think Trips, yeah.
I was thinking more Sandro,
possibly.
It's the only one I was thinking at the time. You mentioned Trips, which was a good shout actually. Because it was either, I think it was Bournemouth away.
Gordon had got off by then, hadn't he?
Yeah, Gordon was off as well. So
like in normal times, you'd probably say Gordon, Fabian Shaw, somebody like that. But I think at that moment in time,
have you got any confidence with any of them? Because I haven't. But honestly, I haven't got any.
If you want me honest opinion, I didn't have confidence in Isaac because I used to shit my pants every time Isaac took a penalty because of his penalty style.
All of them have been all right with penalties. For
Gordon missed against Everton. Trippier had an absolute mare when he took one.
Circumstances with
Fabian normally smashes them, like, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, Shea can also do the old like trot and just pass it in. You know what I mean? But he wasn't on yesterday, was he? So anyway, it doesn't matter, didn't happen. But listen, I can absolutely see both sides. I just feel, I sit here and say this to me every week. I always try and think if it was against her, and I would just be annoyed.
In regards to, if we look at our league position right now, Are you? I know we're only 6 games in. I know that. Are you
absolutely not
happy?
Happy.
Well,
no. In the same instance, no, I'm not. I definitely don't want to be down there. But
I am concerned. I am concerned.
I'm not necessarily concerned about league position at this moment in time. I'm just concerned about how long it's going to take to click.
Sorry, let's take that back. The league position doesn't interest us in the slightest, right? But it's 1 win in 6, I believe, isn't it?
Yes. And it wasn't a convincing win.
And it wasn't a convincing win. If we were losing games, right, and I was seeing the Newcastle that I know we can be, I'd be sitting here going, listen, we'll be fine. It's okay. Or I just watch when I don't feel we are the same team. And we've lost, I don't want to mention his name, the circumstances for that, right? But I am concerned how long it may take to get going. You know, like for example, we've got a quick turnaround on Wednesday straight away again. Do you know what I mean? Like
the games are coming thick and fast, and that's what you want as a successful football club. That you know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
My concern is everybody's going, oh, it'll be different when Wissa comes back. Like everything will change. He's going to be back for about 3 weeks, then pissing off to African Cup of Nations. Like
no, he's not.
Honestly,
he's going to be back in like 2 weeks.
He'll be back a month. No, but by the time he's ready to go.
If I'm being, I always find this with fans, right? And I'm very guilty of this as well. When there's one player not available, I remember back in the day when Shelby wasn't playing, right? And they'd say, but if Jondro was on, would have had more control in midfield.
So now, to be fair,
me probably. But then I just remember it a lot, and it'll always be the player that isn't on the pitch, or it's because he wasn't on. For example, Gordon, he's been suspended. We're missing Gordon. Well, he's shite on Sunday. Like I just think people are expecting Wissa to come in and everything's going to be fine, and I'm not so sure. Like I'm not, because it's a lot more than what Wissa. Him on his own is not going to all of a sudden make us
create chances.
Yeah,
that's my concern.
We've got one of the from what I've seen, and I know people doing like all these XG stats and that. But however, we are down there, you should say, really, as one of the worst in terms of attacking outlets in every statistic metric at the minute. And that is what worries us. Like I kind of
and that's because we're not creating the chances, so we're not obviously getting the XG or getting it into those threatening positions. But the reason people are looking at Wissa is because it almost translates to putting we're back to a position and a style of play that we're more used to, aren't we? And people will then just revert to type. Whereas at the minute, we're having to change the way we play. We're having to adapt. We're in this transformation period of having to play and change the way we approach games because we don't have the same striker that we've had, so we're having to play differently.
I just think that the lack of creativity that we're seeing at the minute from senior players in there is worrying.
But we've had the same lack of creativity from that team, even when the other striker was here. All of our creativity came from wide balls and from getting down the sides. That ain't creativity. We've been sitting here talking about the fact that we're missing like an Ezziot type of player, somebody in those gaps, picking those passes.
You could argue like that, and I think Bruno's had a decent start this season, but I think you could also argue like Bruno getting involved as well.
Well, I said this a week or so ago. I'm sure I did. Sadia and said this, that the three in midfield, as much as I love every single one of them, love them honestly. They still don't create enough for me. Like they just don't. Like Joe Linton's this destroyer, and I'll pass it on. Brad Faddy did very well. I'm not take that game out of it, but. Them three don't particularly create that much, I don't think. They are great players, and and listen, hopefully they will come good. I just feel a lot of our tactic is get the ball out wide and hope that one of them wingers is just going to burn someone and put a ball in. And I think that's quite predictable. Now, when we are really all on all cylinders, you'll have Hall one side, you'd have Tino, God bless him, he could be in big trouble. Overloading those areas, getting beyond the winger, and then Gordon. Because sometimes now I'm still finding that Gordon's getting the ball out wide. He's got three in front of him straight away. Like it's really difficult. My mate had the same problem. Like it's impossible. If you're giving the ball out to your wide man, he's got 3 players to try and beat. It's really tough.
And that's what Arsenal were very good at yesterday was getting men around the ball. The amount of times where we'd pick up possession, bang, straight away, they'd have 2-3 players on them. And that's what we
who did get man of the match yesterday? Was it Rice? Rice was phenomenal yesterday.
He did. I don't know what the sort of, because I thought mine was Pope, and unfortunately the last 4 minutes or whatever like crippled that, but it would have been Rice. Like I just wanted to mention Hall, because obviously Hall, and I get it, right, he played 2 games in 4 days. I understand all of that, I would have. Would you have rather him not played the Bradford? So he played against Bournemouth. He started away, right?
Yeah.
Not play the Bradford, then be available. Not saying start, available to come off the bench in this game. Or were you quite happy that he?
So there's a question being sent in about Hall. It says, any idea where Lewis Hall was? So Eddie House said it was a fatigue issue. No injury concerns or anything like that. He's just knackered.
Which he will be because he hasn't played in a while and he's played 2 games in 4 days. I get it.
Which takes me back to Deka's question.
Yeah, I just feel.
I think it's once again, it's hindsight.
To answer your question, I'd rather him play against Bradford.
Okay.
Because he's going to get much more minutes. It's not going to be as an intense game.
In
the grand scheme of things, it's not as important in his, like.
You would have been handy yesterday, all right?
Oh, without doubt.
Given how it turned out.
How long would he have lasted within that game? That's the thing. He'd have been.
I'm not saying start. I'm just what I'm saying is like when Lascelles had to come on and then Dan Burns had to go left fullback, which of course you're not expecting to have that.
If you're getting a like for like substitution when Tino goes off and Hall comes on, I think we're going all right, fair enough.
Okay, fair enough, exactly.
But then when you see Lascelles coming, you got this changes a lot.
This was the problem, and I also want to criticise Asula here.
Lascelles didn't do badly when
he
came
I'm not saying
on.
that,
That's the
but I think
it
changes. Apart from he clawed somebody's face off at some point.
That was really bad.
Literally claws his face off.
The problem you've got is we revert to type, and it was a little bit like Bruce Paul in the fact of backs against the wall, and Lascelles is just lumping it long, heading it long. The composure has gone in the team. The ball was not sticking at all at the top end of the field. And who I'm going to criticise, for me, was Asula. What cannot question the guy's work rate, right? He absolutely sprinted for every single ball. However, when he gets there, he's absolutely. I don't want to say a bad word. What's he doing? He's just too aggressive. He's too aggressive. Like he's just strangling people. And he's just giving. So we're under pressure as it is, right? We're then getting the ball forward. He does really well to press, and then he just clothesline someone. Foul. Like, come on, mate. Come on. Like you're doing really well to get there. You cannot be so aggressive as what you are. And I know people go, "What you on about? You want him to be like you didn't like?" Because
honestly, he's like
how many times he's strangling people?
Dog with a ball. He gets in and goes, "Shit, what do I do now?"
I mean, I like him, and I still honestly, I know people don't, right? But
it's all right. He's not here.
It's true why he's not here. But it did infuriate us a little bit yesterday that he constantly was. He was almost trying to prove a point that I'm not afraid he is, and he's just whacking people. And it's just we've tried our best to get out of our own box, and it's just coming straight back because you're giving 2 fouls.
It's very similar. I know it's a different position, but Longstaff used to do that quite a lot. He used to run into a player, then just foul them.
Just foul them, yeah.
Just foul for no reason.
I counted.
There was a little bit of fire with Arsenal though, because Gabriel and particularly Gabriel were filthy.
Yeah. Gabriel is no question.
I think you just see that from that game now. Like I said at the very start, it always comes with a bit of a bite now, and that's what you expect. But I think Deka's point there is Asula didn't do anything wrong when he came on. Like you said, he's closing the ball down. But when he gets to that point, it's just daft decisions at that point.
Yeah, but it's like callback. You should do them all the time. And daft just foul someone for no reason. What are you doing? Yeah. There's just you've done the hard work. Especially Asula's pressing them into the corner. Right, he's done that part. They've got nowhere to go. Just don't foul him, and whack, he just comes in like a dick, and you're like, oh yeah, what
like a dick.
It's just, I just annoys
like a literal dick or attitude dick.
Attitude dick, both probably.
Swing.
And Elanga again, and I've said this. I mean, it's only 6 games this season. I feel like it's been 100. Can I just say? But anyway, Elanga just for me when he comes off the bench can't seem to maybe get up with the pace or read the game when he comes off the bench. He's just not suited for that. And you would think, because we've started loads of times, what an option to have to come off the bench when legs are tired. He's the fastest player in the world and all this. I just think he struggles when he comes off the bench to maybe he's not getting long enough, perhaps. But again, I just thought he'd come on and it just nothing.
Liam Knowles comments in saying the shirt pulling was horrific. Ref did nout. There's one instant where Voldemort got his shirt pulled and pushed at the same time.
Yeah.
So he pulls him towards him and pushes him away.
There's so much that going on.
I think, do you know what it is, to be fair? It was from both sides as well.
Oh, it was. And
the referee had zero control of that game. Like the amount of stuff that was going on throughout it was just ridiculous, and it needs somebody to be strong in there and like get a grip of it. Not the shirts, obviously, because they already had a grip of them. But
I mean, we're an aggressive team,
you
know what I mean. And I'm proud of that. I love that. I love Joe and Burn,
etc. When it happens to us.
Well, I'm like that because I see us sometimes being incredibly physical and dirty, and that's fine by me. By the way, that's where you've got to be. I think
aggressive. Let's say,
aggressive. Yeah.
But then like Arteta,
I agree.
don't pretend your team's a saint.
Angels are
doing that when, you know, like the amount of times he used to like famously going on about the dark arts with us. They are horrendous
like,
now, aren't they?
Like when it really hurt when we conceded that late one against Liverpool, and you see the bench run to the corner, and it was exactly the same when Arsenal done it. And I thought, if I see Arteta run towards that corner flag, I am done. Honestly, I cannot stand that bloke. You know, like I don't think I used to hate.
He's got
Klopp.
a very
I still hate
punchable
Klopp,
face, hasn't he?
but Arteta is that next level. He's just a smarmy tosser. I hate him. I don't know what it is. I just
he's staying quiet, isn't
he? I think he's a crybaby though, and his team can never do anything wrong. His team have never fouled anyone. His team have now wasted time, and he was on that sideline yesterday. And my goodness gracious me, every decision, be it a throw-in, be it someone's fucking eating Kris too loud behind him, he's having a go at someone.
Disgrace.
You know,
I've just remembered about the towel as well.
Oh, the deep pinch the towel.
Towel.
Yeah.
You know I don't know. You probably didn't see this on the telly. I know they haven't showed it on any of the highlights or anything like that, but where he's actually taken the throw-in from, there's a ball girl sat there with a towel,
just holding it out.
Yeah,
just holding the towel for him.
Wow.
And he's like, and he literally goes and pinches Pope's towel and then complains about it, and she's sitting there holding the towel out for him. Ridiculous.
But I think to come back full circle of what you said just before, I know it's a work in progress. I get that. I feel that this week's huge personally. I think you've got to win that Champions League game, which is not going to be easy because they're in good form, right? Mm-hmm. Then you've got Forest, who are absolute dog, by the way. Mm-hmm. If you don't, you've got to win that game like against Forest. Like, got to win it.
We'll go Forest. Then it's Brighton away, maybe.
That's our next home game.
Forest is a home.
No, sorry.
Forest next Sunday at home.
On Sunday.
Yeah, Forest. Yeah,
I think it's Brighton away. Is it? I might be wrong.
And that's going to be tough. They're a good.
I might be wrong. Somebody in the comment will tell us. We won't have two home games.
Yeah. No, we've got an away game and then. I wanted to say Brighton as well.
I might be, to be fair. But either way, I agree with Deka. I think Forest game, especially, is
just had Bournemouth.
No, we just had Bournemouth. So the Forest game on Sunday, that one, I'm not going to use words like must win at this moment in time, but
West Ham away,
3 points. Right, let's just throw them in the mix. There's 6. I want 6 points from those 2 games.
Well, you have to. I'm sorry, you've got to. You've won 1 in 6 games, and you've got them 2 opposition coming up. If you're telling me, I might not pick up points there, when are you going to? When are you going to pick up points? Now, I get it. West Ham have just been taken over by Nuno and etc. So they're getting beat tonight 1-0, but there might be a bit of a harder team to play against than the Potter one. But the truth is, we'll have to start picking up points sooner rather than later. And not that we're in trouble. I'm not daft. I'm just saying we'll have to though for reform. And
so looking at the fixtures now, obviously we've got that Champions League game on Wednesday. Then we've got Forest on the 5th of October at home. Then it's Brighton away on the 18th of October. So if you're looking at those fixtures, you've got Forest, Brighton, Fulham, West Ham. I want all the points. I want all of them.
If only football was, Fulham are playing very well at the minute.
I want all of the points.
Well, it's funny now because I'm not confident in them.
Yeah.
Whereas I'd normally sit here and go, blow the doors off them. It's not. It's going to be
just think back of where we've been this time of the season. The last 2-3 years.
I wish I had your
optimism. I get it.
Notoriously slow starters.
I get it, but there's certain teams from previous seasons that have struggled massively. Those teams aren't struggling this season. Everybody's picking up points. Everybody.
I just don't think we haven't been very good for a while, really. We didn't finish the season particularly great. And we haven't started very well. You just have to call it what it is, you know what I mean? It's just, and hopefully we can put it right.
How long do we keep using the summer as an excuse?
Well, for me, I would. Well, it's a difficult one because you're trying to learn with this striker.
We're 6 games into the season, man.
I know.
Games into
Premier League games.
Yeah, but so when is it like? So when do you class it as like? Oh well, that's like. Do you go 9? Oh, it's only 9 Premier League. It's only 11. What's the cap for you then? What is the time when actually there's a problem? Yeah. Is it 8, 9, 15, 20?
10.
38.
It's technically a quarter.
Okay.
Quarter of a way
so you've got 4 games. Because I feel if we draw a couple here and lose, you'll go, well, it's only 10 games. It's only 10 games. Like, because honestly, like, I'm not being funny. I go on, mate. And again, I don't want to sound what's the word? Like over the top. I can only honestly just say I'm just worried that when I watch it, I'll go back to that Leeds game. My God Almighty, if I've got to. That Leeds game, Bournemouth away. For all it was a good point. For all it was a good point. I'm not saying it wasn't. It's just the lack of output is me worry. Just at the minute, that's me worry. And goals get you points, and we ain't scoring many goals, or even creating many.
I think even Howe mentioned it on his press conference on Friday, maybe talking about that way. We need to be seeing more input from the others in the team,
100%.
as in not just creating stuff, but goals as well. And that's what when we do start hitting a bit of form and stuff like that, is when people start chipping in.
Well, exactly,
with goals and having it in. So that's what I want to see more of. Actually, the team kind of just
scoring goals.
That's the easiest thing.
Yeah, but like I said,
contributing more.
Could Burn get 3 a season from a corner?
You would hope so, yeah.
I would like to think so.
Well,
could Tonali get 4 or 5? Could Bruno get 6 or 7?
Probably not.
Could Gordon get 10?
Yeah,
we're not seeing any of this. Honestly, man, this is
again. Gordon hasn't been playing. Barnes and Gordon scored a lot of goals last season.
Yes, well, Barnes has been dog.
We need both of them to hit a little bit of form, admittedly, because they're both not firing at the minute. Yes, Gordon's been missing games.
Do you think it's quite mad that we've spent? I don't even know the figure, right? The amount of money we've spent on wingers. I'm going to say Barnes, Gordon, Alanga. Yeah. And Murphy's probably still the best one we have in terms of output. That's scary.
It's sensational, right? To be fair.
That's scary, right?
Yeah. When you look at
it blows my mind
on paper, yeah.
Blows my mind.
Physical assists.
Yeah. It's sensational. Like the turnaround that he's had. And I know there's still games. If we just look at that Arsenal game, for example, you forget that he's playing.
Yeah, but we've seen where he can
have the worst game.
How many times have we seen him have the worst game in the world? And then he scores?
Yeah.
Or he gets an assist. It's mental.
No, I've said, like, I've done a prediction for the start 11.
I think that's why we are struggling so much, is that Alanga, who we're expecting a lot of, hasn't really hit the ball.
I've
Barnes and Gordon,
serious question marks on him as much as
both struggling for a bit of form and stuff. And that's the bit we just need to crack.
Do you know when they used to say Almiron was a headless chicken? My goodness me. This Alanga is one of them, like, my God. Like,
when he wasn't wearing black and white, he was brilliant.
He was.
I know.
He is frighteningly mental.
I think. Do you know what it is? I think it's, and Deka, you'll agree. And I know you're seeing from what we've seen so far, it is a bit of a headless chicken performance. It is so early in his Newcastle career.
It's only 6 games, you know.
It's only 6 games.
You like 6, don't you? Transfer 6.
He's not featured in. Well, he's not started in a lot of those as well.
Well, because how clearly he doesn't trust him, right? How clearly has not seen enough either in training, tactically, or on the pitch to start him.
Or he's more reliant on Murphy.
Yeah. He knows what Murphy can give him.
Because Langa's not doing more, clearly.
Yeah, right? I think it'd be more of an argument if it was a player that would be buying without Premier League experience and be like, I was taking his time to bring him in. But we're all sat here saying, this has Premier League experience, you'll get him thrown straight in. Alanga struggles.
You know what it is? Something that you just mentioned there before, if that the number of games that we've got in such a short period will absolutely not be helping get this team gelling, because we're not able to actually. Yes, they're playing a lot of games together, but they're having no time on the training pitch.
That I agree with that. No, I do agree with that. Yeah, I agree. There's 2 ways to look at it. One, you could say sometimes I used to always hear like pros say, like, say they had a bad game in the weekend, they want to get it out of the system, so they want a game to come quick. But I do agree with you that, on the grass in the training, they're not able to do that because they're traveling.
Particularly when you're trying to integrate new players into the team and integrate a new system.
So what you're kind of saying is it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Well, I mean, we're going to come up with a spell where we're going to have, I think we haven't got a midweek game until 29th. Which will be the next time. We've got another.
Yeah.
Another Champions League have we until between then and now?
Haven't we?
Steve, Tino, I'm telling you, he'll be a huge miss, because he travels with the ball, and he's a fantastic player, man. He'll be a huge loss. Obviously, you're hoping Hall would be able to come in and fill that, because Hall is very good technically. And again, that's what I keep saying. I love the link up from. I always think when we're playing our best football, right, it's when our fullbacks are joining the attack.
Agree.
You've got Hall bombing on, you've got Trippier and was Almiron or Trippier, Murphy, say, whatever. We need that, and that's what I'm not seeing at all at the minute. and it's
and
hopefully
again, it hasn't been particularly settled in those positions either, because we're trying to bring Hall back from fitness.
So what would you do? Maybe take Wednesday out of it because it's very, very soon. But let's say the next Premier League game, who do you start at the back? Do you go with the 4 and Burns back there, or would you want Burns to the bottom?
I think Eddie Howe's got a very difficult choice.
Trippier's going to have to come in at right back, isn't he?
I agree.
Yeah.
You think Tino's going to be? He's not going to be.
Oh, he's done. I'm sorry. He was in tears there. He knew. He honestly.
I think
had this before.
Best case scenario was something like 2-3 weeks anyway. So. Yeah.
Oh, I think he's in big
especially
trouble.
for a player that's already done his ACL, hasn't
he? That's what I thought. The way he was so upset was as if like shit. Like, either. I've been here before.
You don't see a stretcher come on for.
Nah, and he was so upset. It's as if he knew, God, this is happening again.
Like that.
That's what I thought.
It's a signal straight away. Like straight away.
I really hope
he goes down that second time. He's like, I need to get us off.
It was really bad. Yeah. It was.
So I think if we're looking, I think Eddie Howe's got a very, very difficult choice to make because I think we need to go back to 4 at the back with 2 fullbacks. So I think it's going to be Trips on the right back position. It's going to be Hall on the left back. Then he's got his difficult choice.
But you're still balancing his fitness to.
I think he starts
to get him.
He starts.
I think he has to.
He has to.
Yeah.
I think the difficult choice that he's got is who goes alongside Dan Burn, because Dan Burn's not getting replaced. Dan Burn is rightfully going to be that starting centre back. I think he probably will go with Chow. From what we've seen with Chow so far, he looks sensational. That's not to say Botman has played badly, because Botman's looked very good when he's been called upon as well. And I think that you'll probably go with those 4, so Chow and Botman. Chow and Burn.
It is tough because Botman's been unbelievable. He was outstanding against Bournemouth away. The problem you've got is you've got 2 left footers playing centre half. Now, of course, you can still do that, but I do believe he will probably go Burn and John. But I still think he might stick with the Burn at left back.
And I still think Fabian's a huge miss as well, because I think, just to go back to the distribution from Pope, I think we've seen a lot more from Fabian Shaw taking of goal kicks and things like that. Even like that progression of playing out to Shaw, and Shaw can pick a pass out.
He's available for Wednesday, isn't he? So I think
so I think we'll lose that as well with him not being in that. Not necessarily should be starting the games when obviously the 2 lads have came in and done very, very well. I think Shaw will probably find it hard to get back into that starting 11 now. But I don't know. I think we'll miss something.
Well, we'll certainly miss the long ball. Sorry, I don't want to say long ball. I mean long passing approach, because obviously Shea can pick a ball. Chow is very calm, can bring the ball out, no problem at all. Definitely
drop the shoulder his way.
He's very comfortable on the ball.
Unbelievable.
I just haven't seen that
the range of passing. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you too.
Which, as a centre back, you don't necessarily need when you've got the likes of somebody like Tonali right there in front of you, Bruno, that should be able to do that job for you. But that's what we'll miss with the creativity once again.
He does look comfortable carrying the ball, though, because there's a few times where I love that. He moves forward with it, which again helps you progress up the pitch. But again, against a team like Arsenal, they won't allow you to get that far and take it up.
So there's no question.
They're probably the 4 that I would like to pick, but I just
who was the 4? Who was the 4?
Trippier, Chow, Burn, and Hall. Okay. I just then have a thought in my mind of, does he then think, well, Botman's got more experience, he knows the league, he knows what it's like playing up against those teams I can't really say week in, week out, but certainly more exposure in the Premier League, and does he rely on that a little bit more than, because really we've only seen Chow in flashes, bar Bradford and Sunday.
Yeah, he's a good player, though, isn't he? Very, very good player.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, he starts.
You're all right, though. It is. It's
such a difficult.
It's a tough decision. Yeah. And I mean, it would have been the same tough decision that he had to take on Sunday. But obviously, Shea was out of the equation at that point.
Scott says,
Hall was out of the equation at that point.
He says, I think he benches Burn to bring on 4 Hall. I can't. Burn's not getting benched. I can't say it. He was rested for the Bradford game. He wasn't even in the squad, was he? So that's his bit of a rest that he's getting. I'll be very, very surprised if Burn.
Player of the season last season. He's been fantastic this season so
he's
far.
Your leader in the field. Yeah.
I wouldn't drop him. No chance. No, for me. But having said that, I do not want to see him at left back. So because I still believe we need that we need Hall on the left. On the left back to be able to help with the other way as well.
It's progression of the field.
It's the offensive side, because
He's not
played
poor
left back, and
defensively,
again,
man,
he didn't do anything wrong.
He did.
He played very. I mean, even you said it. He had a very good game at that.
I think all three centre backs at that point were up. In my opinion, I thought Botman, Byrne, and Chow done.
And we've been very, very solid at the back, and it's just been a couple of substitutions that have been done with. And you've got to remember, we've lost to probably the two best teams in the country.
It's just
at the minute.
It's the manner of them for me.
And it does.
I absolutely agree, and that's why I honestly don't think your season's won and lost. Losing against Liverpool, it isn't. It's just them moments when you Leeds, Bournemouth, and your Villas where you can't score or even create. That's just my worry.
Zero XG.
Zero XG. No point. No
minus
as I will say again, 2 of those games we went in with no striker. The third game we lose nearly every time we go down there.
But that has to change at some point. Has to change.
You can't.
Took 15 years to do it at Southampton, but we did it.
I know, but you can't then just say, "Oh well, we'll write that one off because we'll never win there," can you? You can't do that.
But it's an improvement.
No, I know it was. I said the point was good. I did say the point was good. It's just that worry of lack of creativity throughout the team.
If anybody does have any questions, send them across. We'll go for another 10
At least those 2 big games are out the way, right? We've therefore, on paper, got easier games to go into.
No such thing as an easy game, Mark.
There isn't.
But well, I am going to say that the league is more as competitive as ever, like, isn't it? It's.
We just look at Everton.
Just look at the results at the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
The way that Liverpool lost, Man City lost,
Man United lost.
Well, that's
That's fair.
Right, let's go through a couple of questions. Like I said, if you do have any more questions, send them in, and we'll go for another 10-15 minutes or so. Let's have a look. So, the first one is from Blue Rhythm Boy. He says, "Thoughts on the atmosphere on Sunday, lads, was stale from where I was sat." I'm not sure where he sits, but me and Mark are in the Gallowgate East corner, so Strawberry corner, and it was just as per, wasn't it?
I don't think we ever really get a fair reflection of it because it's always noisy where we are. If the corner's not noisy, then there's a problem. But I mean, you never see the East Stand take the hands out of the pocket unless they're taking the flask out of the handbag or something like that.
Getting that picnic blanket out.
Obviously, I wasn't there, so I was watching it on telly. All I will say, and it's very difficult, and I probably haven't got a say in this really, it didn't seem as white hot as it normally is against that opposition. I found previous games against Arsenal has been absolutely red hot. And I think it's because there is a tinge of, I don't know, like it doesn't feel the same. I even think that I didn't think the Barca game was particularly, like, even though the players have said it was really good, I didn't think it was.
I think, do you know what it is? I think it's all where you're sat. It's like 100%. Like Mark said, it's always loud where we are, and even against Arsenal, there obviously once again when the decision goes your way, it gets loud. So when that penalty gets awarded, first of all, it's loud and it stays out wild for a little while. I think what the game needed was just a strong challenge for one of our lads just to go in and smash somebody. Then that'll get everybody.
Well, Bruno tried his cheerleading moment. He won the ball at halfway.
There was a few moments where it went out and stuff like that. And
I know, but that
even Voltamina was asking the fans to
going out for a throw-in, winning a throw-in, and I get why he does it, right? I'm not. I don't disagree with it. I get it, right? But it's different when you go and smash somebody and win that challenge. Like
it is.
It does always spark the crowd into life when there's almost a moment that upsets or like you say, a challenge going in and a big roar of get in kind of thing.
I will be honest here as well. It's difficult sometimes to keep the atmosphere going when they've hit the post pull off 3 saves in a minute. Like when you're up against it, it's tough. It is tough. However, when you're in the ascendancy and you're doing that to the opposition, bang. Sometimes the players have to
say,
what's the word?
I find that
really
annoying because it's so lazy of supporters.
No, I know it, but that's what it. But I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not. What I'm saying though is that's how it is, right?
I get exactly what you're saying, but
that's when they need you more than ever.
Right? For that exact reasons, because when your back's against the walls, when you are under the cosh, that's when you need the support and the noise to tell.
Couple of tourists sneaking in as well. We've noticed around our area. Somebody walked in. Deka, I shit you
this
not,
was unbelievable.
With a full suitcase. A suitcase.
What? And not like a cabin bag, like a weekend away bag. A suitcase.
How was he getting in with that?
Well,
Exactly.
that was because it was about 10 minutes into the game. He rocks up with a suitcase, right?
That's not good.
And he's got, so there's him and another lad, both wearing big like rucksack sort of things, which is fine. You see, there was obviously the check them and stuff like that. I used to have obviously a backpack when I used to do the fan cam sort of stuff afterwards, and they check them with a stick. They just a little stick around your bag. But this fella walks up with a suitcase to the point where he gets in. The stewards are looking at him like head of security came over. I was going. Made him open the suitcase. Like,
how's he got in with that? Exactly to your
fully
point.
open.
Fully open.
How's he got in
line everywhere?
Like it still had the tags off when he's been on the flight on the top of it. And you think,
Was he sitting next to you, like close to you?
He was like further behind us, but I think that obviously he gets in, walks up the stairs with his suitcase.
Must have won the ballot, didn't he?
Then he gets sent back downstairs. I'm not sure where his suitcase gets placed.
Ticketmaster or whatever it is to get
like
footballtickets.com. we were like totally like, where's he going with that?
Like how's he got through the turnstile?
It's obviously the bloke on our turnstile, he couldn't care less. Yeah. No, he just sits there pressing the button completely.
I can barely fit in the turnstile. Now with a suitcase with us. Once you don't put it above his head when he's going through it.
They must have opened the doors for him.
They had to.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming they've then.
It's not good that way.
Because like you did the Wise World Elf. Anybody that has ever watched Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom in the past will know the Wise World Elf, the head of security, the head steward in the corner. It's him.
Okay.
He comes over. He looks at. He's like, it's his first thing. How's he got that in here? Everybody, their first reaction is, how's he got that in here? So they then take him back down. Obviously, I'm assuming they put it in with the cupboard where they keep the flags or something like that.
Done, yeah.
But that was
everybody just turned
like, where was he going to fuck? Where like literally would he just sit on his knee and he's like looking over?
No idea.
It's just ridiculous.
No idea, mate. Maybe
that was actually a highlight of the afternoon.
The suitcase might have won the ballot.
It was bigger than a person taking up some of the seats. In fairness,
ballots are right off.
It was good.
But again, I know we've banged on it for a few seasons now, but the whole ballot and ticket situation doesn't help the atmosphere.
So luckily for the likes of us that have season tickets, we don't have to have that battle each week. But obviously, a lot of the lads in GallowgateShots that obviously help with contributing towards content are in that battle every single week as the ballot goes live.
Yeah.
And I feel so sorry for them, like, because it's an absolute nightmare. I'm sure it's Dasmo that's out of 7 now, I think it is, in the ballot. Not one apart from the cup game.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's mental. It's mental. Like, because obviously it's not capped now, so it's just it's a free for all, isn't it? Like there's no cut off. Like,
well, that's what I said ages ago when
Dasmo 0 for 8. He's just said in the comments
when the membership was. I'm going to throw 10,000 out. Right, I'm going to throw that out there. That was capped at that, so you had a decent-ish chance over the course of the season. But now with it being unlimited, you've got something like 200,000 members. What chance have you got?
Which obviously it's a vicious circle, because obviously the more memberships, the more money that coming into the club, and so on and so on and so on. But you still feel for those like Dasmo 0 and 8 is
it's just you're just part of a balance sheet. That's all you are. It's all you are. Is people were just a balance number. We're a tick box for an Excel document. That's all it is.
Dasmo luckily got obviously into the Barca game because obviously the issue with the
return tickets.
Was Barca returning tickets.
That's how I got in.
Returning them back from Scotland.
That's the thing.
Well.
Like most people, Scott's probably in the comments. Like you've got to get lucky with the resale, and just if you've got the time and dedication to be able to sit there and constantly be fresh and constantly checking the website, then you'll get a ticket. But it is a bit of potluck.
And the reason this was brought in was because so people didn't have to sit when the queue opened up for everybody to sit, because I said, well, people can't do it because of work, blah blah blah. We'll put the tickets on sale at 10 o'clock in the morning, which isn't very good for anybody, because people miss out.
People always seem to get tickets then, though, didn't they?
Yeah,
it's a strange situation.
I don't know. But
but I just then, if you do get tickets, the fact that you're then dotted here, there, and everywhere, it's that won't help atmosphere either, because you're not going to be sitting with people that you unless you're getting tickets in a group or something like that, or managing to somehow get 2 tickets together so you can go with friends, and there's a bit of potluck of then where you end up.
Well, we need that Dundee school to come back, don't they, with a 40 together?
Well, that's it. There should be loads of seats there now. In that Lee's
probably with a case at it.
So there's a comment on I think it was last week. I just sneak people in the cases. I do.
You had a kid from Dundee.
I think I'm sure it was last week. There's a comment, and I didn't put it on screen, but it was in relation to that, saying, "Oh, well, those tickets go on as season ticket sales now." You're never ever going to see Newcastle United release more season tickets unless we change stadiums. And even if we change stadiums, you're probably not going to see many go on sale then anyway, because it's more factually correct that the club make more tickets of non-season ticket holders than what they do of season ticket holders. So if you're waiting for a waiting list to be released for the club for season tickets, you're going to be waiting a very long time, I would expect.
There was a piece, I think it was, what's the finance guy on Twitter called? Maguire. He did a piece about it when all of this story came on, and there's something from obviously it doesn't affect your balance sheet, but it actually increases your value, because if you can demonstrate that you've got, say, 20 people trying to buy one ticket, it actually increases your value as a club, because you've got
supply and demand,
a higher demand there, as opposed to having. So that's why it makes more sense commercially not to cap the amount of memberships that you have, because it increases your value and makes you a more seen as a more valuable commodity, even though it's physically not bringing any more money in, because you can only buy one ticket. Because that demand's there and the amount of people that are trying to get it, it looks more attractive.
I'll end it on this question. It is about tickets once again. It's from one of our members. It's from Callum Lewis. That says, thoughts on fans giving their tickets away? As yesterday there was 4 Arsenal fans in the Leazes stand. So these Arsenal fans aren't signing up for memberships for Newcastle United.
They'll be buying it on the ticket resale site.
Well, I seen, I don't know, I put it in the group, didn't I? It was only about 2 hours before kickoff, and there was loads available. You could buy it. It was like 70 quid a pop. Level 7 was a couple in level 7 for 70.
Is that directly through the club?
No, God, no. It was
the resale site.
Yeah, it was a resale site. Yeah, that I had seen it actually on Twitter. Someone saying, "Hey, you can still get loads of tickets on here." And I went on, and sure enough, I had one in my basket with 70 quid. And I was saying, "Oh, okay."
See, there's a bit there where
I was a bit, 70 quid there.
Well, I'm always a bit worried that you buy it and you get there, and it's you kind of, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But it was on there.
You'd get your money back.
Oh, well,
at least anyway, you'd get a refund.
I didn't have time to get there. It was too anyway. But
there's a bit of me that looks at that and thinks, surely as a season ticket holder, you wouldn't be doing that.
You wouldn't risk
it. Because you're going to lose your season ticket. You can transfer your ticket to anybody, providing they've got a ticket account, or you can sell it back to the club.
Yeah.
And then, and I might be completely wrong, but then my mind then goes to, well, the only people that aren't in that situation is a member that has purchased a ticket and then can't go, because they can't then transfer that ticket. They can't sell it on or anything like that. So their only option, if they then can't go to that game,
can they not put it back to the club?
Yeah. So they can, if they can't sell it back to the club, they have to contact the club and say, I can't go, so that they basically cancel the ticket.
So do they have the option like what we have?
They can't go on and transfer the ticket or anything like that. Only season ticket holders can transfer the ticket.
Members do that?
Can't do it.
I think last season, I'm sure I thought members could transfer tickets last season.
Nope. Can't transfer them. You can forward an email.
I thought you could transfer them last
However,
season.
This seems to have been something that the club are also cracking down on, because they've seemed to have stopped sending out the email tickets.
Yeah, and there was loads of issues with the cup games.
I didn't get.
Some people were getting emails, some people weren't getting them.
So
people were getting the wrong tickets.
Because there is a bit of a loophole there that we all know, and people, I don't want to say exploit, but use it, is because
you just forward
when you get the email through, rather than downloading your ticket, if I'm not going, I could then forward my email to you.
Yeah.
You download the ticket so you can go. It still looks like I've attended because you've just gone in on my ticket.
So Scott has said members can resale but can't transfer, so they can still sell them back to the club.
So hold on,
there's an option on the site similar to what we were.
So that must be new then, because they couldn't do that. So yeah, you basically sell it back to the club. So why?
So what's happened with this email? So you can't email someone. What are you saying? Sorry.
So
not sending you a ticket by
so like the Bradford game, for instance, I didn't get an email for my ticket. I had to go onto the Newcastle website, download my ticket directly from there.
So you could say, if you trusted the person, you could
give me logins.
You could have to sign into my account, download the ticket.
Give them the logins.
Yeah. Okay.
That it just makes things a little bit more difficult to do, but you can still do it if you trust the person.
If you trust the person, yeah. That's fair.
But
whereas in the past, though, like anybody could just forward the ticket on. So if I couldn't go, Tom, Dick, or Harry, bang, there you are. And that's obviously why tickets were getting sold to other people, and that's where I would then assume.
Even with these third-party selling sites, Mark, if they're up for 70 quid, they're not making a huge profit on 70 quid. Their average tickets, what's 65 quid or something at the minute now? It's around about that mark.
Yeah, it is,
and that'll be basically will be face value plus your fees.
Yeah.
So
it was £70. It was
just be
there was a lot more. There was the better seats were like 140, 150 man, but the level 7 one was 70, which isn't a bad seat, by the way. I don't know why I said that, but the ones close out the pitch was like 140, 100, and there was quite a few when I went on. Quite a few.
So it has to be. That has to be members doing it. And I know there's, the club have came out and spoke a lot about it, saying that there's a lot of bot accounts and stuff like that, which is why a lot of the changes that they've made to the online process has been changed this season. I mean, even me trying to get on the website, you've got to go through them, 3 of them bloody capture things, slide the piece of jigsaw along, click how many traffic lights you can see just to get onto the.
What do you rate the transfer window? 6.
So they are trying to do it, and I guess that comes with, success, if we want to call it that, of being a more. What's going on with this flag? Being a more.
Where are you kicking it?
It's your feet.
We've got a dog. Like, what's going on down there?
It's right under there. That's why
he's belting all over.
Where
it's been for the last 2 years.
No, the bottom of the flag was like right under here. Somehow.
He's gone. What's going on with this flag? He's fucking kicking it all over.
Because I haven't moved my feet from here.
Bollocks. That I would love it, right? If the club put something on like, "Oh, you a robot," and it was just read the transfer window. You didn't put 6 your butt. I love it. Absolutely love it. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
I'm quite enjoying this one. How long are we being on for?
Can go for another 10 minutes if you want. I'm happy to
Wednesday night, obviously, we've got a Champions League game.
Belgium.
Here
come the Belgians.
I feel like this is a banana skin. Like, I just feel like it's one of them where we could.
I think a lot of people probably look at this game, not realising the opposition, and go, "I will win that."
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean.
They're doing well at the minute.
You're doing well, mate. Aye.
They did very well in their first Champions League game.
They beat PSV 3-1, didn't they? At PSV, So we've got to be careful here. Like,
Nichols going. Nichols jetting off tomorrow.
Class, brilliant. My friend Albert.
Take your suitcase in the ground.
I take your suitcase and put me in.
He'd need a very large suitcase, wouldn't he?
Put a bit all his clothes in.
Me.
I think I'm interested to see the lineup because obviously we've played only on Sunday there. And it's funny, you want to get in the Champions League and you look forward to it, but I didn't like 2 games a week, like, because I feel like the next one's already impacted. Do you know what I mean? Like, because obviously the lads aren't going to be quite sort of trained as Mark mentioned
kick off on Sunday as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Off to.
I think it was Forest played against Sunderland at the weekend, right? And
dominated, mate.
They played at Real Betis away on Thursday night, and then played on Saturday tea time. That's horrific.
Tea time game, isn't it?
Oh, but that's
48 hours.
That's tough. Ass that I think, personally. They looked out on their feet at times as well, but
they dominated that game.
They did. There's no question.
Keep kept them in, like, 4 real saves. Like.
He did. Wood now, Jesus Christ, Wood missed a set.
Bread and butter for him. That
was
seeing Newcastle United, Chris Wood again.
It was like that's the one thing you're good at, mate. You know what I mean? Bang wide. But anyway, I think I'm looking forward to the game though. I just think I think it would be great, really great, if we could get a win on Wednesday and win against Forest. It would just.
It's a confidence.
Thing, I'm a great believer in momentum.
A bit of a lift.
Momentum's huge, I think, in the game, and we've got to start just hopefully changing that, to our favour.
Don't forget it's an early kick-off as well.
It's 5:45, isn't it, on Wednesday?
That might catch a few people out. Yeah.
I would have literally.
There you are.
5:45. Yeah.
Central European time.
Are you looking forward to when we get a 7 o'clock kick-off on a Sunday? Because I fucking don't want to do that.
Nah, not really. It's going to be awful, isn't it?
I mean, there's a
Saturday night ones are the worst.
There's a lot of games like when you see it's like a 5:30 game, and then there's an 8 o'clock one on a Saturday, and then the Sundays now we think we're the last game, if you know what I mean.
7 o'clock the last kick-off on a Sunday now.
But they can be, not always, obviously, but can be.
Yeah,
like that is the worst kick-off time in the world.
So you can come out and match, go home, you get to bed ready for work on Monday morning.
That's why you go Sunday nights, like you just want to get in the house, you want to order a takeaway at Sunday, wind down for work, unless you're Deka.
Facts. I'm just winding down to play golf.
Wind down for a game of golf.
I'm doing. I
don't want to know.
Just enjoying these mini retirements. Gary Neville, yeah.
Little mini retirements, I love it. Yeah, I think. I do know what it is like going into these games. You want to be confident and you want to be positive, especially when you're putting out content. You want to be more positive. I I just, at this moment in time, I'm thinking, right, we're probably going to get 1 or 2 chances in the game that you're going to have to score from.
And that's my biggest concern. Yeah, that's my biggest concern. Again, I worry where the goals are going to come from. But you hope that this is the type of game where maybe you might get a shot in the arm and you do create a lot of chances. And truthfully here, actually, of course, isn't it? You always want to win. You want to score loads of goals, blah, blah, blah. Even if we just got a point, right, but we came away and went, God, how many chances did we miss? I'd be fine with that because at least we're then starting to create chances.
Yeah, I think it's different, like completely different than what it was last season. The last season, start of the season, we're putting in really good performances and not getting points.
Yeah.
Now the performances aren't great, and we're still not really getting the points.
We're not losing games other than the two.
We've got 6 points, haven't we? 6 points from 6 games ain't good. No, however, try and dress it up, it ain't good. So,
anything else? Has anybody got any questions? Anybody?
I go on. Give them one more question. Someone must have one question.
It's the unknown with this lock during the week that that worries you a little bit, isn't it?
Because it is, mate. They're not a household name.
You're not used to seeing them in the
absolutely
Champions League, so you've not even got that experience of seeing what they're
what they're capable of doing. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of them, isn't it? When you see it, God, you've got people have a go at you. You know what I mean? You're gonna get it.
Jules did send a question in earlier about it was for you, Deka. It was about the right cup. But it's probably best if we don't ask Deka that question.
Come on, hang them out to dry.
It's probably best if we don't ask Deka. We'll answer the question in the Telegram group. That's where we'll answer the question.
Yeah, that was great.
Because it's probably not wise with airing Deka's true opinions.
Yeah. Well, have a look what cap I've got on. But yeah. That was good.
But yeah, thanks for the question. We'll see if Deka.
Me and Kris were very happy with the result.
Do you know what it is, right? Dad don't watch golf, and I saw everybody else watching it last night, and I thought, right, I'll put it on. Just lying in bed watching it, and I had so many questions about everything.
Oh, what a goal!
Bowen,
what a goal! What a goal!
Oh, your mate.
He's amazing, isn't he? He's so good.
But with the golf, I had so many questions. Like,
well, I was fine, but I didn't check the group until way later. So obviously, I seen what you were saying. So you seem to be a bit confused as to why they were still playing. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
after they'd won,
it's just because you need an actual score.
Yeah. No. Well, you can retain it on 14 points, right?
So is this what the whole argument was? Apparently, there was an argument about.
No, that was the envelope.
The envelope, yeah.
What? An envelope?
Well,
we haven't even done the envelope.
We haven't got time. Yeah, but I'll tell you about that at the end. But the truth is that it still could have finished somehow. Actually, could have finished 14-14, right? Mm-hmm. And then, yes, by all means, Europe retain it, but Europe wanted to win. They want to win it, right? So that's why they still play. They continue on. But obviously, the American lads. I mean, you're not playing for much at that point, are you? Because you already know that Lowry's touched on the job.
The next, I can't remember who it was, but it was the next match where it then came to the putt. And he missed twice, didn't he?
Yes.
That was That's when you know.
I mean, Henley. When for those that watch that, did you watch Larry put the winning one to retain the cup? Oh, you didn't say that. Oh, sorry. Did you?
No idea. Because I watched a lot of it, right? And nobody seemed to celebrate apart from the people in the stands.
What, when Lowry? What do you mean?
Well, that's because if they did celebrate, obviously I didn't see that.
Oh, you must have missed it.
No, you must have missed the
ballistic.
Winning putt.
Yeah, ballistic.
I just saw loads of golfers standing around, just having a bit of a smile.
Well, Henley did one of the best shots ever out of the bunker. That shot was
it was unbelievable.
Unbelievable, that, because I thought it's over now because he's in the bunker. Lowry's in the middle of the fairway, no problems. That shot, but to leave that putt short is criminal. That putt by Henley was criminal.
Is it like a gentleman's agreement that they have in place as well? Like if you get the ball really close to the hole, let's go, all right, you're going to hit it in the next shot. Anyway.
Only in match play, not in stroke play. In stroke play, you've got to put it down till it's down. But in match play, it's like a gentleman's agreement. Listen, you'll get.
I was going to say, because there's loads of men that I'm not going to put that in.
Funny enough, when Europe won it in Rome 2 years ago,
he conceded, didn't he?
He conceded, and I thought, I would have made him put that, because it was quite far. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
It's a fantastic format. The American fans were bellends, but the format and what it is, I think, is outstanding. It's a really, really good
Scott's
game.
Mentioned something else that I couldn't get my head around as well. So we went to the...
There's no way it should have got with a lead that Europe had, to get down to that level. But you've got to then applaud the US on their performance on the last day.
Yeah. We went to the Geordie Star for a quick one after the match, and there were people celebrating as if we like as a football fan would celebrate a last minute. I don't want to talk about last minute goals, but like the pub went like a handful of but nothing had really happened.
Well, you say that.
No, well, they had retained it, right? They had retained the cup.
Oh, this was early on. This was not long after the match.
Oh no, well then I'm like that for every putt. Like,
of
my
course
God, you know, like
like
I'm telling you, when Tiger played, like I was, every putt I was read up there like that.
We'll end on this question. It's from Jules. I feel bad because we didn't answer that question.
That's like saying you wouldn't celebrate a goal because you haven't won yet. So why would you celebrate going 1-0? It's not full time.
It was just like over celebration. Like a celebration, please.
It's in the news. It's in the news a lot, and a lot of people might be like, "Oh, I'll jump on this wagon," but like, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But yes, no, you should be celebrating.
It seemed over the top
stuff. Especially when it's
like
match play.
With the American,
1 up and 2 up and stuff.
It's good. So Jules says, it's another question for you, Deka. She says, "What's on the T-shirt?" So Deka fell for an Instagram. Well, he didn't fall for it, but yeah, you were hooked in by an Instagram advert, weren't you?
Should I go and show the camera?
Yeah, go on then, mate. Your T-shirt, that is.
We.
So Deka is wearing a James Bond N64 GoldenEye. I'm guessing that is, yeah.
Yes, Brosnan.
GoldenEye. What a game GoldenEye was.
Classic.
N64, such a console,
Good film as well.
It's a fabulous. It's 30th annivery on Friday. So
it's on City World.
I'm going to say it. Yeah. Wonderful film. It projected Bond back into the sort of the big stream again, like because it was away for a while. But anyway, so it was it's an AI picture, obviously, and it's I just loved it that it's him giving you the pad. I just think it's brilliant. Like so, when I seen it on Instagram, I had to buy it. Like when I seen it, it's really good. Great game and all, wasn't it? What a game!
That was great. Yeah,
his flag tag was amazing. You should just hide in the corner on that. It's just amazing.
N64 had some
banging games. Yeah, the wrestling games were amazing on that one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Apart from that, the one that they brought out on PlayStation, the WCW Nitro one was unbelievable. I don't think I ever made N64.
I had that one for the PlayStation. I loved WrestleMania 2000 and
Warzone and stuff, wasn't it?
They had
was that PlayStation?
N64 had WrestleMania 2000. It had WCW versus what was it called again? Anyway, it was a WCW game which was amazing, and then they brought out
WCW versus NWO.
It might have been, yeah. I can't remember. There was another wrestling one though.
Not UCW.
No Mercy. No Mercy was unreal. That was the best one. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Which one was Stone Cold on the front cover? Was that No Mercy?
No, that
on the road.
That was Warzone. Which was that was amazing.
It was WCW versus NWO.
Yeah. And then No Mercy was the second one. Great games, like.
Yeah. Right, well, we're done. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. There's been close to 200 at times, so thanks very much. Just like the video means a lot to us. Become a subscriber. It costs you nothing to do that. If you do enjoy this stuff and want to see more, it is just $2.99 a month to become a member, and you get early access to videos, you get extra videos, you get access to that Telegram group as well. So yeah, thanks very much.
I haven't said we won you now very much, have I?
Once. And we forgot.
I should have done for Bradford. No,
we forgot until halfway through.
That's true, actually, we did.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Ta-ra.